Oscar Wilde was born on the 16th October 1854, Dublin in Ireland. His father William Wilde was an eye and ear specialist and made such a reputation for himself in his field that he received knighthood in 1864. Although a distinguished man in the medical profession, William Wilde was a notoriously dirty old man, and his personal uncleanliness was one of the jokes in Dublin. Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel, and I am Mehreen. Today in this video I am going to talk a little about Oscar Wilde and his renowned play The Importance of Being Earnest. I will definitely going through some of the most important quotations from this play, because this play is mainly about language and manners. Here it is important to mention Mr. Wilde's father's name because there is a similarity between both father and the son. William Wilde, the father of Oscar Wilde's private life, was also notorious. He had numerous illicit love affairs and produced a number of illegitimate children. However, he was a man of outstanding and diverse abilities. William Wilde had married Jane Francesca, who herself was a talented woman and who became well known as an Irish nationalist. William Wilde and Lady Wilde had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. In the summer of 1875, Oscar Wilde made an extensive tour of Italy, visiting many historic cities. This Italian tour made a great impression on him and also increased his interest in the Roman Catholic Church. In 1877, Wilde accompanied Professor Mahaffy on a tour of Greece and was enhanced by everything he saw there. And in 1876, Wilde had begun seriously to write poetry. And the 2 following years, he contributed a number of poems to literary magazines. In the whole life of Oscar Wilde, Wilde's morals had become the target of criticism among friends, acquaintances, and even the general public, and all kinds of stories had been in circulation. Although his literary successes made him acceptable in society, people began to say that he had been indulging in homosexual practices. But far from hiding his unnatural habits, he openly moved in the company of male prostitutes and other disreputable characters. An open accusation of homosexuality was made against him by the Marquess of Queensberry. Wilde filed a suit for criminal libel against the Marquess, who was defended by Edward Carson. The evidence against Wilde was so weighty that the government had to prosecute him on charges of homosexuality. He was sentenced to 2 years rigorous imprisonment. During the period of imprisonment, he wrote an Apologia de Profundis. The prison experiences had chastened him. In contact with the stern facts, Wilde unlearned all the philosophy of pleasure to which he had devoted his life, and he now stood almost on the verge of moral salvation. When Oscar Wilde came out of the imprisonment, his wife had left him. He was penniless, his pockets were empty. The mental torture that Wilde must have suffered as a consequence of these happenings cannot be described. He had been deprived of anything that had made life bearable to him. His play, The Importance of Being Earnest, is well known and very popular for the language, witty sentences, and the puns which have been used in this play. Most of the dialogues can be traced as a direct criticism on the manners of society, and we must remember that this play has been written in the Victorian society, which has double standard. This thing I have told you many times in my previous videos too. So let's move towards the dialogues which always attract me, and I always enjoy reading these dialogues. While satirizing on England society, Algernon says, "More than half of modern culture depends on what one shouldn't read." And of course, here is the most quotable and witty remark when Algernon is saying, "You don't seem to realize that in married life, 3 is company and 2 is none." I, of course, really enjoy the dialogues between Jack and Algernon when Jack says that it's perfectly easy to be cynical. Algernon in return says, "My dear fellow, it isn't easy to be anything nowadays. There is such a lot of beastly competition about." In this play, the most confusing and the most irritating character is Lady Bracknell. I think who has born with a mission of mismatching or breaking matches. This is a lady who has come to this world just to break the relations. But some of the dialogues from her mouth are really very witty. For example, Lady Bracknell says, "Ignorance is like a delicate, exotic fruit. Touch it and the bloom is gone." These comments can also be connected to definition of comedy of manners. There is a satire on all the standards of Victorian age through Lady Bracknell. Again, here a very witty dialogue which has been put in the mouth of Algernon. He says, "Relations are simply a tedious pack of people who haven't got the remotest knowledge how to live, nor the smallest instinct about when to die." And of course, this statement is apt for all the relationships we have, whether we live in any part of any country in the world. And then comes the most beautiful dialogue which I always love to read, that when Miss Prism says, "No married man is ever attractive except to his wife." And of course, this is a very well said dialogue by Miss Prism. Here is another very quotable and witty dialogue said by Cicely when she says to Miss Prism that all good looks are a snare. And of course they are. Why not? I hope you people will also agree with me that all good looks are a snare. Chasuble, who is a very important character of the play and who represents the religious part of the society, which is also a very corrupt one and also have double standards. In a conversation with Jack and Miss Prism, Chasuble says, "What seems to us bitter trials are often blessings in disguise." And this is of course very true. There are so many important, witty and wise dialogues which are spoken very ridiculously, but they carry weight. For example, again, there is an irony in the dialogue in which Lady Bracknell says, "But I do not approve of mercenary marriages." But of course, she approves it. In fact, this is a satirical play and it satirizes the manners of society. Viewers, in fact, this play is full of so many witty dialogues that it would be very difficult to put all these dialogues in this short video. But I hope I have shared my favorite dialogues with you people. I expect you people to send me your favorite dialogues in the comment box. I know you people have read and listened to the summary of the play, The Importance of Being Earnest, from many other videos or from your teachers. That is why I didn't go for the summary of this play in this video. I just wanted to share my experience of reading this play. I love it very much, and I hope so you would have also enjoyed this video. So keep waiting for my videos, keep subscribing to my channel, and thanks for being with Mehreen for such a long time.